Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House, and we're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Wow, I haven't done a video in several days, and I apologize because I like to keep up with everybody, but as you may know, I did a couple of workshops this week, yesterday and the day before. And that really took quite a bit of my time. So, yeah, I wasn't able to sneak a video in. But I'm here today, not really with a craft video, but kind of a craft update. And I thought while I gave you, told you how the workshops went and all of that, that I would wrap a couple of my granddaughter's gifts while I did it, so I can chat and do things at the same time. I'm just cutting back all this tape from the Amazon box here, kind of make it a little bit smoother. I could rip it off, but I'm afraid it won't rip off nice and the box will be a mess to wrap. But anyways, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. The ladies were amazing. I'll show you what I'll be on 2 or 3 different conversations at once, I'm sure. So let me show you what I'm wrapping. So this is my granddaughter that just turned 11. I made her a tote. I've already given her that. So I'm going to post that on Instagram so you can see that. It turned out super cute. Her colors that her favorite colors, which I always try to, make it in her favorite colors, are army green and light blue. So that was quite fun to make. And I could not for the life of me find army green, that deep olive color. I could not find it in something that, I thought she would like. I definitely couldn't find it in just a plain fabric. So I may do, and you'll see when I post the video today. Anyways, she is my crafty craft girl, and she's not going to grow up to be one of those craft people that have like a craft cupboard or a craft rolly cart. She's going to grow up to be one of those girls that has a craft room or a craft shed, or like Aunt Kathy, and has the craft inspired barn. This girl does so many different crafts and she doesn't get bored of them. So she'll do a craft and then she'll set it aside, and then she'll do a different style craft, but she always goes back and picks up, so it's not like me where I kind of hone in on 3 or 4 or 8 crafts. Anyways, she loves to make jewelry. So I got her these hearts. She'll love those because she makes jewelry and gives it to friends and whatever. She is, I don't know if you can see this, but she's getting into ring making with wire. And so this is a ring sizer. And so I hope will really enjoy that. And then a couple years ago for Christmas, I got her a wax seal, not really a kit. I kind of bought things individually, and it was kind of those long wax. They almost look like square crayons in every color, really. And then I got her a little wax seal, kind of a kit with the metal wax imprint heads. I don't really know what you call it. And then the handle, you can screw the different ones on. And she loves it. But she had asked for, so I haven't even opened this yet. She had asked for a wax kit to where it has the burner. So I got all this. I got it on Amazon. It's just called Sealing Wax Kit. Sealing Wax Kit. So let's see what's in here. So she's going to get her little tea lights and a metallic color pen, which is really fun to go over that wax seal once it's hardened. Here's her little burner that she'll put her little tea light. She'll put that in here, kind of like a little fondue pot, really. It reminds me of that. And then she'll put this down in there to heat the wax. And then here's all the different colors. She's going to just be beside herself. Here's all the little different colors. that she can use. She's going to love it. There's another pen. Let's see. This one is silver, and I think that one's supposed to be gold. So that's a nice little kit. It wasn't super expensive, and I think she's going to get a lot of fun out of it. Good, 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 good. Did I get that right? Gonna close? Nope. How was that in there? This is the problem with taking out. Maybe I need to move those over. There we go. There. I hope. Let's see. Yep. Good. So anyways, so I'm super excited about that, and I think she's going to be excited about it. So as I wrap, I'll just tell you a little bit about I'm going to wrap the big box first, because then I can set it down and get it out of the way. Yeah, so I spent early this week getting everything situated. I had planned for 12. That's because that was the capacity that I had. And then we ended up having 8. So that was nice. That was nice. You know, those are nice size groups. So, yeah. And so basically what I did was I made sure that everything was ready to go. I really thought through it, and I was very, very pleased that I'm just going to wrap this in tissue and put in this box. I like to wrap the gifts for the kids, even if I put it in a bag, because I feel like kids love that unwrapping, you know. Back when we were kids, there weren't gift bags. You just got a wrapped gift, so I always thought that was super fun. So, yeah, so I tried to think of everything, and I was super, super happy that I had not forgotten anything. What else is going to go in here? Where's those little beads at? There they are. So at their table setting, and you'll be able to see this on Instagram, because I think, I think I took a picture. And what's so funny is I tried to remember to take pictures of things, but the ladies were like, did you get a picture? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't even get a picture. So I'm so thankful they reminded me to take pictures. I was just like, no. I was in what was right before me mode, you know. So anyways, so I think I have a picture of this table setting, and basically what was in the table setting, you can see I'm just kind of I'm not a pro at this, but what was at the table setting was we used a nice thick double-sided scrapbook paper for the cover, so that was at their seat. And also at their seat were, and this is for each person, was 5 coffee dyed papers, and then put that in there, and then also there was let's see, I'm trying to go from left to right. So there was a tear ruler, there was their paper, there was a book to use as a cradle, you know, to punch the holes. There was a notepad and pen. There was a clip, and the extra from the 9x6, you know, it was a 12x12 paper. And so when I cut it to 9x6, or, you know, 9x12, there was that extra to be able to use as pockets. So that was there. And then some antique tickets to use in their journal as ephemera, and a little clip. And then there was also a bone folder. I put a small spatula for them to use for glue when we did the lace. What else was there? And then I had their I'm drawing a blank. Oh, scissors and an awl for them to punch the holes. We had thread. And of course, all their glue. They had fabric glue. They had stick glue. And then they had a white paper to paper type of glue. And then, of course, I had some embellishments like buttons to tie on as their little dangles and stuff like that. And then around, so we had that at the sitting, and then for them to gather and choose for themselves. Okay, I think that'll hold. Okay, for them to gather and choose for themselves, I had this is my, I don't even know where I got this, probably at a thrift store somewhere, but I'm not even kidding you. If you ever see these, grab them, because at Christmas, when you're doing a million of them, and this is like, you don't need two hands, you know, to do it. It is so great. I'm just going to try to secure this a little bit. So yeah, and so then they got up, and I had, I don't know, maybe 15 piles of different types of paper, you know, like out of books. Different ones, like I'll give you an example. One was out of a floral book, one was coffee dye dictionary. I had different vintage stationaries for them to choose from, and so I had probably 15 piles. I kind of, just to kind of keep the journal to not being too hard to deal with and too big, I just had them get 10 of whatever they wanted, you know, of the papers. Plus the 5 that we had at the desk, the coffee dyed. So we did that, and then there was embellishments and lace and fabric scraps and some Tim Holtz flowers and people, you know, to use there. And then I cut strips of fabric for their binding, you know, to tie their journal up. So we had, you know, so they were able to go around and kind of do a little shopping trip. And that was fun, I thought. Yeah, and I'm hoping I have enough paper. It feels like I have enough paper. I'm wondering if, let me set this aside for just a second. This little piece right here, I wonder if it's the right size for this. Oops. Ugh. I don't think I'm going to waste too much if I do that, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick. And then also I did a little store because I've wanted to, let me get my paper here. My book weight that Kathy made me. I wanted to open an Etsy, but to be quite honest, I have just, every time I go to mess with it, it overwhelms me. I have everything wrapped up, it's ready to go, I have details. I cannot for the life of me figure the shipping out. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, or I don't know. The shipping just seems like, for what I'm telling it, it weighs, and I have like look at me, I'm so crooked. I have a you know, a scale for postage, but what it's telling me it weighs and what the postage is seems just so high. So I just haven't done it. So anyway, so I have all of this yummy stuff, such as ephemera, lace packets, vintage fabric packets, yo-yos, book pages, you know, that are all already separated out. Lots of vintage book pages, lots and lots of vintage book pages, too many. And vintage fabric book, fabric for book covers, just, you know. Oh, that's the wrong one. So I'll do this one first and get it out of the way. Yeah, so I had a little store, and that was fun to set up, and you know, I told you that I used to have a store. I don't know why I put that away. I used to have a store in our historic district in the city we're near, and I loved it. And part of the fun of a store is the displaying, so I was able to use some of my vintage items to, you know, display for these ladies. Like, you know, all vintage bowls and vintage basket held some of the paper, and then another basket, or I'm sorry, a vintage picnic basket held, let's see, do I want to go? I think I'm going this way. Held more paper. Just had so much stuff, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay. Years ago, for 2 different companies that I worked for, we have a place here. It's a developmental center for development needs for adults, and they may have a youth program. And anyways, at Christmas time, they would set up a booth in the mall, a wrapping booth. It was a huge gift wrapping booth. And so we would go, our company would go and volunteer there and wrap gifts for shoppers. It was tons of fun. And they had all kinds of paper and bows and ribbon. And, you know, for someone like me, it was just like super fun. Plus you're with your co-workers, and that's a blast. So, that was super fun. And, all of us couldn't fit in the booth at the same time. And so then you would get to, you know, go roam the mall and get some of your Christmas shopping done. So I always enjoyed that. It was a fun time. So anyways, yeah, so then we made the signature and all of that. Isn't that pretty paper? I think I'm going to make a journal cover out of that. I told the ladies that I would do a series on journal covers, how to make journal covers. So it's probably going to be a 2-parter because I want to try to, you know, start to finish journal covers. And some of them aren't a quick one. All right, so we got one done. Boy. Well, let's see if we can get this one done real quick. And so we did that. We had snacks. We got to visit some of these people. One of the ladies I hadn't seen for, let's see, I think we said like 12 years, 11 or 12 years. If you're not, like, I'm not an expert at wrapping gifts, obviously, you can tell that. But I do know that you go on the sides, you go at least just slightly over halfway up. Not much more than that. I do know that. And I'm not a straight cutter. Of course, we already know that. So it's fun that they have these lines. But when I get a little bit past where I can reach, I just give it a go. Yes, we had snacks. We sat around, yik-yacked for a while, and then got to it. Okay. And a couple of the ladies hold on a second. Sorry. Put my wrapping paper down. A couple of the ladies are actually, I know from, I hope I didn't cut that too shallow. From having my store. So one of them also had a store down in the historic. She had hers for years. It was a very well-known store in our area. It was vintage clothing primarily and antiques, but primarily vintage clothing. And I mean, if you were looking for anything for theater, for a wedding, you name it, she had it. Oh, men and women. I mean, it was absolutely a stunning store, and the building was beautiful. It was a 3-story old building. And then it was all windows in the front, and oh, gorgeous. Anyway, so she was at our workshop, and that was super fun to see her. And I hadn't seen her in years now. I have seen her probably in the last, well, within 10 years. I know that. And then one of them was a friend of a friend back in the day, a friend of a friend, still friends, you know. Remember the ladies I told you that I get together with once a month and we go have coffee and giggle? I met her through these ladies. Anyways, when I had my store, I had a book club that met there in the evening, and she was part of our book club, and that's how I met her and her husband. He's since passed, but I loved them. Still do. Love them both. So it was just great to, you know, we catch up on Facebook, but to see and hug their neck in person, so fun. So it was a delight. And then another one, one of the other ladies, two of the other ladies are from a church that I had attended years ago. And when I go on my craft retreat in October and in the spring, in the fall and the spring, one of them that came, she's in charge of that retreat. She does everything. So that's super fun that she came to the workshop. And then the other one was, she's probably one of my dearest and oldest friends. Oldest meaning like longevity, how long we've been friends. So she was there. That was super fun. And she knew so many of the ladies because our paths cross, you know, so many different ways. And then two of them were from a corporation that I retired, when I retired, that I had worked at. So two of them were from that. And another one is a newer friend from church. And so it was really fun to get to know her. So it was almost like just a social doing what I love to do, which is craft and junk journal. Okay, so I got them both done. All right, now let's wrap, or let's put some bow or something on it. I didn't bring any heavy duty tape, and sometimes you can, I'm probably not telling you anything you don't know, but about wrapping a gift, but sometimes you can just take a little dot, a couple of dots of hot glue and glue it on the back of the one that's on top. But I'm not that organized today to do that, so I am just rolling tape on itself. I put the seam down. The seam is to protect better, just to kind of keep it in place while I goof around with this ribbon. Okay. And what I like to do is kind of go in and push it down really good. Will that fit this way? I think I'm going to go this way since the butterflies are all the same. Yeah, it fits fine. Give it a little push. Okay. But it's not centered, so gosh. I mean, if we're going to do it, let's try to get it centered. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to... Oh, look, I got this 50 cents somewhere. Yellow, kind of a indoor-outdoor type of ribbon. And I'm just going to give myself quite a bit of slack. Maybe even a little more. Oops, sorry. I'll lay that on there. And then I just got all of this out of my party stuff, so I was trying to find things that kind of went with it. I typically like to do the colors that, you know, like her colors are that army green and blue. Couldn't find any of either, so I'm just doing this. And she likes butterflies, so I think she'll be happy with it. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, I think the best thing to do is I'm going to flip this over. You hear those little beads and the wax. And then I'm going to slide this back under so it's on the top. Okay. then I'm gonna, what I'm doing is I'm just seeing if I've got the, if it's twisted under there. You know, I just want it to be nice and smooth when we flip it back over. Okay. I'm just tying it here. Okay. Oops. I'm going to cut this because it's just, it keeps unraveling. All right. Okay, what's happening here? What have I done? Let's see. Okay, do-overs. Do-overs. I'm going to cut this. I'm dragging it around. Oh boy. Oh brother. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, let's try this one more time. I'll put this under. Like that. Okay, bring it up. I'm going to tie it. I have way too much, but it's better than not enough, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to twist it the way that I want it to lay. So I do want it to come back around this way. Good. So far, so good. What's going on here? Okay, want it to lay like that. And I want this one. I want the shiny part of the yellow ribbon up, and I want the tooling on the top. Okay. Cut some of that off. All right. Okay, I'm a little short, but I think I'm going to be able to make it. So I'm going to do the short one first. So I'm going to just go underneath this top. Like that. This ribbon is kind of papery as well. This is when you, if you have like your children or grandchildren near you, and a third hand comes really in handy. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one, go up here. Okay. Oh boy. Now I'm just going to tie a knot. Okay, this slid. It's just a little tricky, but it's easy. It's just a little tricky. And because I didn't really have any ribbon that completely matched this this wrapping paper, I'm using this. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that. And then I'm going to take some tooling. I'm just going to lay it there like that. Probably 10 inches or something like that. Normally, a gift doesn't take 30 minutes to wrap, but I think probably because I usually do it on the dining room table, and I have a lot more room, and I stand over it and have a little more control. But right now I'm sitting down with the camera right over me. So, okay. That down. Then I thought it would be fun to put some of these on there. So she's having her little family birthday party today. So that's why I'm wrapping this now. I meant to have it wrapped yesterday, but time really got away from me. That's going to be too long, but I don't want to cut it yet. Yeah, so just had a great time. And then Joey is in another state. He went to Oklahoma for a Hot Wheel thing. He loves to collect Hot Wheels, and he's part of a couple of clubs, and so he is now. I just like that loose hanging. You could, stream them up. If some of them aren't hanging nice, I might do that, but they look like they're hanging pretty nice. But if you wanted to stream them up and you don't know how to do that, I leave my scissors closed and use kind of like more of a blunt edge. And then you can go right in the middle on one side and just strip it like that. And then on the other side, strip it like that. And then, if it's longer, it's going to hang. It's going to hang kind of fun. Anyway, so yeah, him and his buddy came from the town Joey grew up in, came down. They left at 3 this morning, went to Oklahoma for this Hot Wheel deal, and I think he's going to be exhausted by the time he gets home. It's about, I want to say like maybe 3 or so hours for him to drive it back. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to attempt a square knot. Square knot, if you don't know, is just pull it straight down, pull it over. Gotta get all my stuff though. My top one is short, so gotta get it really under control. You could tie this down again, if you wanted to tie all this down, but I'm just gonna leave it, I think, unless I just can't get control of it. Okay, so you just bring the top one down and around the bottom one, slide it through. Okay, now where's my little tail? Get that. Okay, and then, come on. Oh, that little tail is just going to be the end of me. All right, I'm not going to do the tail. I'm just going to do the yellow. You've probably turned off the TV by now anyway, so. Oh my goodness. We used to tie a square knot, on the back of your dresses. All right. Okay, and then all of this is going to get a little haircut. The shorter, the fluffier, really. Maybe we will do a few of these. I like how they're looking, but they're kind of wanting to all go together. There, that's better. This one doesn't have any juice to it. Maybe we'll go ahead and do them. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then I have I'm just going to slide a little doily under there if I can without tearing it, just for a little bit of contrast. Definitely can do that beforehand, but with all the juggling around, you know. There. And then I'll fumble with it, and then when I get there, after the ride in the car, I may fumble with it some more, or I may just act like all of the reason that it looks terrible is because it fell in the car or something. But I think she'll enjoy all the fun about it. All right, so there we go. Thanks for hanging out with me and chit-chatting, catching up a little bit on the what's been happening, and hopefully now tomorrow is hopefully this video will load. This is the weekend, and so Monday I'm hoping to start on some journal covers and show you guys just how I do them. Of course, there's so many great videos on journal covers, but I'm just going to show you how I do some of them, and maybe that'll also help you too, give you some neat ideas. In the meanwhile, if you want to make journal covers with me, I'll be using probably an Amazon envelope. I'll be using more than likely a cereal box. I'll be using I want to say it's a 10 by, let's see, 10 by 12 envelope. I don't know what that is. It's one of the manila envelopes. I'm also going to probably use a little bit of batting and some fabric. My hope is to use the Junk Journal Studio kit, so I'll be using maybe hopefully pulling some pages out of that to use as a journal cover. So if you haven't already gone to that video, you go into my channel and look at the video from this past week that says freebie. There are some there's a free link in there, so grab that. And then also until the 29th of September 2023, you get 30% off her store. So I think that is awesome. So if you want to kind of get together some things and do it with me, that would be a lot of fun. Okay, everybody, thanks again for hanging out. Don't forget, we pray blessings over each of you, and we just want you to know you're so loved. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.